Welcome, welcome, welcome to day 4, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back and participating. If you have been here for all 4 nights, could you please type a 4 in the chat box? If you have been here for 3 nights, type a 3 in the chat box. If you have been here for 2 nights, type a 2. And then if this is your first time, type a 1, and we welcome you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're happy to have you regardless of the number of nights that you have been here. Let's see, 4s, 3s. Good, 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 good. For those of you who were not able to make it all 4 nights, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions on any of the content. Also, all of the recordings are available. I can give you the link to the recordings as well. So we are at night 4, and here we go. So day 1, we went through what is day trading, why the futures market. We downloaded the platform NinjaTrader. Day 2 was we discussed fundamental analysis. And day 3, which was yesterday, we discussed technical analysis, and that takes us to today, day 4, entering and exiting trades. Day 3 was a bit heavy. We went through the key items involved with technical analysis, and they are moving averages, support and resistance, bullish candle patterns, bearish candle patterns, neutral candle patterns, as well as indicators. And then your homework on last night was to continue to watch the live movements and study the movements of candles on the chart and record your findings, any patterns that you recognize, anything that you saw that stuck out to you. So is there anyone who would like to share any of their findings from last night, especially after discussing technical analysis? How did it factor into what you were studying on last night with the charts? Anyone, please unmute and or type in the chat box. What did you find? What did you see?
Kentisa, this is Giselle.
Hi.
I actually watched my chart this morning at 5 o'clock this morning.
Okay.
And around 5:50 a.m., I noticed a morning star, and it actually kept trending up until around right before 7 a.m. and it kind of slightly trended down and went back up again.
Awesome, awesome. I love it. Well, a morning star is definitely a bullish candle pattern, and I am excited that you were able to recognize it, as well as to recognize the uptrend that followed the morning star. Yay, yay, yay. Give yourself 2 hands. Anyone else? That's really good, Giselle, especially after just 1 day of studying candle patterns, you're able to recognize that. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's exciting. Very exciting. Anyone else? Going once, going twice? Okay, we will keep it moving. Type a 7 in the chat box if you are ready to begin day 4. Okay, I am seeing 7s. 7s scrolling down. All right, let's get into day 4. A 2-hour workday. If you are looking to eventually move to this 2-hour workday that I have become so very comfortable with, I'm confident that with assistance, you can quickly learn to earn $300 to $500 per day during your 2-hour workday if you train daily, meaning studying candle patterns, studying your charts for at least 1 hour per day. I am also confident that once you create your trading setup and hone it over time, your daily income can triple, quadruple, then 10 times and 20 times that, and even more. That is if you continue to study your charts for an hour daily and be consistent. I am certain, not confident, but I am certain that if you decide not to train at least 1 hour daily, if you don't study at least 1 hour daily, I'm pretty certain that you will not receive those results. So be sure to enter only high probability trades. I personally trained 5 to 6 hours per day for years to create, to perfect, and simplify high probability strategies. Now that I've simplified them, I can share them with whomever and help you to reach your goal a whole lot sooner than it took me. So every trade that I take, every trade that I enter has a probability and a potential for a small amount of risk and a huge reward. And I've taught myself this skill over time by studying charts. It wasn't an overnight process, but by studying charts for 1 hour, and then I became so fascinated with, and then once I began to see results, and I wanted to improve my results, so I devoted more and more time to studying charts. Yesterday, I shared with you that I made $18,000 in 1 hour. Today, in this same 1 hour period of time, I made $48,000, and I'll share with you how I did it. When you are working with people in general, not only people who trade and people who state that they are trading, you want to work with people who are reputable, people who you can see results, as well as you can see that they are placing themselves in a predicament, in a situation where they are being completely transparent. I am one of those individuals. What you are seeing now is the background check that was completed by NinjaTrader. It says your background check was approved. The final step in the paperwork is signing our vendor agreement. You will be receiving this through DocuSign. So on March 8th, you can see the date. You can also see the individual's name and contact information for business development, Patrick Hodges. NinjaTrader conducted a full and thorough background check on me to make sure that I was an ethical individual, to make sure that I am who I say I am, before they decided to partner with me and allow me to share my information on their platform and allow to say that they would represent me, to even partner with them to be a part of their and affiliated with them. What you are seeing here is the congratulations email. It states, congratulations, I am thrilled to share that our compliance and executive teams have completed their review and approved your content and the NinjaTrader ecosystem vendor relationship. So they not only approved me as an individual, they approved my course. My course is listed through NinjaTrader as well. And with my having this partnership and this vendor relationship with NinjaTrader, if you look at the bullet points, you can see the advantages of being affiliated with NinjaTrader. Free marketing, meaning they market my course to, hundreds of thousands of individuals on a daily basis. I received a free NinjaTrader license key for live trading, including the bells and the whistles. Discounts for my students for the lifetime license of NinjaTrader, and complimentary market data. A lot of bells and whistles comes with being affiliated with NinjaTrader that I can use personally, as well as pass down to individuals that work with me. Entering and exiting trades. What do you want to know about entering and exiting trades? Through studying and practicing your charts, you will learn the if and the then. Over time, when you see something happen, you know that there's a high probability you'll be able to predict what's going to happen next. That's your if this happens, then you know this is going to happen. Prime example, Giselle gave us. She shared that this morning when she was studying her charts, she saw a morning star. She was able to recognize that bullish pattern. So she knew that there was a high probability of an uptrend following that bullish pattern. And that's exactly what happened. So that if she sees a morning star, then there's a high probability of an uptrend following. You do not enter a trade not knowing where you will exit. You use an indicator to find your direction. You use an indicator to find your value area and target area. You use indicators to monitor and assess how things are playing out once you're in the trade. And you use an indicator to find where the stock may end, and that is your target to exit. Entering trades. There's a couple ways that we can enter a trade. You can use the chart trader, click buy or sell. You can also right click inside of the chart and press buy and sell. There's one thing that I want to bring to your attention is that buy market and sell market tends to be a bit more expensive than the limit orders. There's a higher probability of entering the trade with the buy and sell markets, but you're going to pay just a tad bit more. Oftentimes that will be the case. So with buy and sell markets, as soon as you press it, you enter the trade, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. Now the buy and sell limits, that's when you specify exactly where you want to enter the trade. And if the market trends to that area above it, one tick above or one tick below, that is when it will get you into the trade. So there's a possibility that with a limit order, you may not enter the trade, but by market, there's a high probability, I'm going to say probably 99% of the time, you're going to get into the trade wherever the market is trending at that time in which you press either buy or sell market. And keep in mind the limit orders, the market has to trend to the location in which you have placed your limit order or specified your limit order. And then it has to go one tick above or one tick below to get you into the trade. Now, exiting the trade. Once you reach your target, whether you've specified it by whatever indicator, it could be a pivot point, it could be a candle pattern that's telling you that the trade is going to reverse. You simply press the close button on the chart trader to exit the trade. So that is how we enter as well as exit a trade. Now, what I would like to do is to take 2 to 3 minutes, and if you have your chart open, go ahead and click the buttons. We want to practice entering and exiting trades just simply to see what it looks like, and I will share mine with you over here. So looking at my chart, as I was sharing with you, you can simply press order filled by market to get me into the trade. Order filled. Press the close button to get me out of the trade. Order filled. I can press sell market to get me into the trade. Order filled. And I can press close to get myself out of the trade. Now, if I wanted to right click inside the chart, I can do that. And I would place my crosshairs exactly where I wanted to enter the trade. Let's say I wanted to enter right here. Order submitted. So notice it did not say order filled. It said order submitted. So it will not get me into this trade until it reaches and crosses this point by one tick. Then I can close. Order canceled. To exit out of that. Let's say I wanted to buy. Order submitted. Up there. I am not currently in the trade. It will not get me into this trade until it gets to that exact location, okay? And crosses it by one tick. I can either press the close button to exit it, or I can press that X inside of the chart itself. So I will give you, let's say 1 minute, just to practice clicking the buttons, just to get the experience clicking the buttons. My goal is always to try and get you on the charts as soon as possible, because the longer you take to begin practicing with the charts, you build up like a fear of the chart itself, and I want to prevent that from happening. So take a few more seconds and click around in there. You are not going to hurt or break anything. So click your buys, click your sells, and click your closes to see how you enter and exit a trade in both directions. Okay, any questions so far? We will keep it moving. Wisdom. A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions. Someone said that excuses turn realistic dreams into idle wishes, and a lack of action leads to frustration and depression. I love to use this term, get busy, get busy, get busy, especially once you develop new knowledge. Definitely put into action. If there's no application, you simply forget the information. So your homework for tonight is going to be you're going to study, well, I'm going to ask you to study live candle movements on a chart for at least 20 minutes. But this time, I want you to add an indicator or two to the chart and attempt to use those to identify direction, the trends, support and resistance and entry and exit points, as we discussed on yesterday. And then on tomorrow, I want you to be prepared to discuss your findings. Were you able to use an indicator to find direction? And which one did you use? Were you able to use an indicator to find a trend? And which one did you use? Were you able to use an indicator to find support? Which one did you use? Were you able to use an indicator to find resistance? Which one did you use? What indicator, or if you use a candle or candle pattern for entry, and why did you decide to exit the trade where you exited the trade? So we're going to begin to put these pieces together. Remember I shared earlier, it's like a dance. When you learn one step of the dance, you learn the next step, you put it together so that you begin to perform the full dance. And we want to make sure that we are dancing on beat, that your indicators are talking to each other. I don't want you to use more than 3 indicators because they can begin to contradict themselves. And if you have too many indicators on your chart, you're going to be confused as to where to enter, where to exit, and which direction the trend is actually moving in. There are some key things that shares with you the trend of a market. We'll discuss those on tomorrow when we discuss like putting all of this information, putting all of these pieces together to create a strategy or some sort of setup that can simplify your trading process for you. Any questions before we head out today? I'll take any questions.
Kentisa,
Yes.
I have a question.
Okay.
Can you kind of go over how do you add? I
Indicator?
can't remember the name of the line. Not an indicator, but it's
Horizontal
something
line?
else. The line where, yes,
The horizontal line?
yes.
Okay, sure. I can definitely do that. Type a 3 in the chat box if you are able to see my chart, please. Okay, great. I am seeing 3s. Okay, so here, drawing tools. If you click on there, there's lots and lots of tools that you can use to do all different sorts of things. The tool that I use to, to chart my support and resistance is this horizontal line right here. So if you click on the horizontal line, I can move it up and down to determine where I want to place this horizontal line. I can drop it here and it's there. If I click on it, press delete, it's gone. Now to form or to find my support, you can like make your chart smaller or make it larger by dragging at the bottom where you see the times, where you see the 12 o'clock, 12:30 and so forth, drag it to make it smaller or larger. When I am placing my lines for support and resistance, I make it smaller because you're able to see more swing highs as well as more swing lows. See, when the chart is wide like this, you aren't able to see as many swing highs. So I drag it from the bottom and then I go up to my drawing tools, click on it, go down to horizontal line, click on horizontal line, find where I want to place my support and or resistance line and click and let it go. You can place more than one. You can place as many as you like actually. So if I want it to come down to this point right here, I could place another one there. Let's see if I wanted to place one more at this point right here, I can do as such. And to take them off, just simply click on it, press delete, click on it, press delete, click on it, press delete. Does that help you, Giselle?
Yeah, I have one more question.
Okay.
How do you add the moving average onto your chart?
Okay, great question. To add your moving average, you will go up to your indicators. Click on indicators. And then you will get your whole box of available indicators. The moving average that I added previously was the exponential moving average. So I scroll down to EMA, which is here, EMA. You click on EMA, you click add, and then it will appear down under configured. Okay, once it appears down there, you click apply, and then it will appear on your chart. And then you click OK.
Got it.
Okay,
Thank you.
you are most welcome. Any more questions, anybody? Okay, I realized the first night that this is the gifted class. So I know that everyone's mastering all of the content that has been presented. And I am very excited to see how these setups and trading strategies are coming along. I want to see how we perform on tomorrow. So be sure to study your charts on tonight. Add some moving, whether it's moving averages or whatever indicator you prefer to give you the direction of the trend. Try and find support, try and locate resistance. I want you to try and determine where you are entering the trade and why you are entering there, as well as why you are exiting the trade and where you are exiting, as well as why you are exiting the trade there. So utilize all of the resources that are available for you, the information that we've discussed over the past few days, and be ready for tomorrow. And remember, on tomorrow, if you have one, please wear a green top. I want to do the auditorium type photo of everyone in their green tops on tomorrow. It's not mandatory, it's optional, but I would appreciate if you do so. Any more questions for today? I'm not seeing any questions from this gifted class. Well, we're going to call it a session, and same time, same place on tomorrow, and everyone have a wonderful evening. Let's see. You are most welcome. Thank you too. Have a blessed evening.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. You are welcome.
Good night.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Ernest. You are welcome. Have a blessed evening.